November 2025. A leaked Kremlin audio from a closed-door briefing surfaces. Retired General Vladimir Popov, voice cracking with fury, declares, "This war is a catastrophe. Putin must step down before Russia crumbles." The clip goes viral as frontline troops in Donetsk echo the rage, with losses piling up near Pokrovsk. As Ukraine's elite units counterattack and Western aid floods in, is this the crack in Putin's iron grip, signaling total defeat, or a desperate ploy to rally the regime? Stick with me for the next minutes as we sift through the Dissent, rewind the war's bloody missteps, dissect the general's grim math, relive the human toll on the ground, confront the regime's desperate pivots, and peer into the post-Putin abyss. By the close, you'll see if Russia's military elite can topple the Tsar, or if Ukraine's resolve seals the empire's fate. Lights low. The truth drops. Russia's invasion didn't start with thunder. It simmered in shadows. The seeds sprouted in 2014 with Crimea's snap annexation, little green men seizing Simferopol without a shot, justified as protecting Russian speakers. By 2022, Putin escalated, framing the special military operation as a quick decapitation of Kyiv in 3 days, echoing the swift Georgia Blitz of 2008, where 58th Army rolled Tutskin Valley in hours. But Ukraine defied the script. Zelensky's ragtag forces, armed with javelins from US stockpiles, halted the 40-mile convoy to Kyiv in February 22, burning 500 vehicles, killing 5,000 invaders in the Battle of Irpin. Kharkiv's defense, with Bayraktar TB2 drones picking off Ki-72s like clay pigeons, forced a humiliating retreat by April, leaving 20,000 Russian dead per US estimates. The human undercurrent? Not tanks, but tales. A conscript from Siberia, diary smuggled out. "We came for glory, found mud and mates in body bags." The pivot to Donbass in summer of 22 aimed to grind gains, but Bakhmut's meat grinder, Wagner's 20,000 casualties for a ruined town, exposed rot. Prigozhin's mutiny in June 23, storming Rostov with 25,000 mercenaries, screamed internal fracture. His plane crash weeks later silenced the scream, but whispers lingered. By 2024, Kursk incursion, Ukraine's bold raid seizing 1,000 square kilometers, stunned Moscow, with 10,000 Russians captured. OSINT tallies 600,000 total casualties, economy strained at 6% GDP on war spend. Putin's calculus? Denazification sells at home, but generals see a sinkhole. $200 billion squandered, no decisive blow in 1,300 days. As Popov leaked, strategic defeat stares us down. Fast forward to fall 25, Pokrovsk teeters, Ukraine's 47th Brigade, Azov elites with Leopard 2 A6s, punching through Russian lines and reclaiming 20 square kilometers in weeks. ISW reports October, Russian VDV paratroopers, once shock troops, reduced to 30% strength, their VMD-4 vehicles fodder for Switchblade 600 loitering munitions. Avdiivka's fall in February cost 16,000 lives for a ghost town. Now Vuhledar mocks with drone strikes shredding T-90s at 5 kilometers. The math bites. Ukraine's F-16s, 80 delivered by NATO, claim 50 Russian jets from July, per Oryx visuals. HIMARS clusters, 39 launchers, have erased 1,500 ammo dumps, per Pentagon leaks. Russia's riposte? North Korean shells at $1,000 each, but quality, craters, 20% duds per Ukrainian intercepts. Economy groans, ruble at 110 to dollar, inflation 9%, 1.5 million mobilized, desertions spiking 40% per leaked FSB memos.
Generals growl. Lapin, sacked after Lyman 22 fiasco, resurfaced in September 25 telegram rants. No tactical wins, it's suicide by command. Popov, ex-58th Army, echoes in the audio. Putin ignores logistics, we're out of men, not missiles. Even Surovaikin, General Armageddon, whispers to aides of strategic stalemate. Human heartbeat, a Donetsk conscript's letter, smuggled via telegram. Brothers die for Putin's pride. When do we stop? Dissent simmers, 15% officer mutiny risk per Atlantic Council models. As one leaked memo warns, the army turns on the architect. The revolt isn't rogue, it's rooted in rot. Gherkin, Strelkov, Donbass hero, jailed in 2023 for extremism, now from cell broadcasts. Putin betrayed the front, resign or revolt. His 2022 arrest, after criticizing mobilization, 300,000 called up, 100,000 evading, sparked officer petitions, 5,000 signatures demanding honest war council. Popov's audio, verified by Medusa November 8, details the doom. No operational art, infantry assaults with shovels against drones. Kursk's humiliation, Ukraine's 92nd Brigade holding Sudzha for months, cost 12,000 per British intel. Vuhledar fortress, billed as impregnable, fell to Ukrainian storm shadows in October, 8,000 casualties for rubble. Logistics lag, 70% of tanks refurbished, Soviet relics, per Oryx. Breaking in mud, fuel convoys ambushed 200 times yearly. The call for crown. Popov urges emergency Duma session for Putin's ouster, citing Article 92, incapacity clause. Echoes Prigozhin. His 2023 march, 100 kilometers to Moscow, halted by pizza deals, showed army apathy. Now, 20% generals privately back palace coup, per leaked SVR cats. Human lens. A Luhansk commander's confession to BBC. We fight for survival, not glory. Putin's delusion dooms us. Brookings' November brief. Dissent at 25% threshold for fracture. As Lapin posted, victory is illusion, peace is imperative. The blueprint, resign or rupture. Wars aren't stats, they're scars. In Bakhmut's ruins, Wagner convict fighters, promised freedom for 6 months, lasted weeks, 22,000 buried in mass graves per media zona. One survivor's tale, shared via Frontline telegram, trenches knee-deep in mud, Chinese drones dropping grenades like confetti, mates vaporized, I crawled for days on berries. Avdiivka's agony, February 25. 47th Mechanized Bradleys, US supplied, held coke plants against 10-to-1 odds. ATACMS ripping Russian columns, 4,000 dead per geolocated footage. A Ukrainian drone operator's dispatch. Their T-80s burn like candles, but every hit haunts, young faces in the flames. Russian side, mobilized dad from Omsk, letter to wife intercepted. Officers send us to die for dirt. Putin hears only cheers. Kursk counterstroke, August 25. Ukraine's 82nd air assault seized Tyotkino, capturing 1,200, including FSB spies, in days. Russian POW interview with DW. We crossed the border for denazification, found Ukrainian grandmas with AKs. Losses mount, 1,200 tanks destroyed per Oryx visuals, morale craters with 50,000 desertions yearly per Medusa leaks. Human thread, not hardware, but heart. A Kharkiv medic's note. We patch bodies, but souls? War steals those forever. These ground truths fuel the fire. Generals see not glory, but graves. Putin's desperate dodges and the Dissent domino. Kremlin counters with cunning and cruelty. Shoigu's purge, March 25, sacked 10 generals for incompetence, but whispers say it silenced critics like Gerasimov. Propaganda pivots. State TV hails active defense, but RT admits attritional phase, code for stalemate. Aid avalanche aids Kiev. 61 billion US package, October 25, floods F-16s and ATACMS. EU's 50 billion keeps the lights on. Russia's riposte? Iranian Shaheds. 4,000 launched, 80% downed, and NK-23s. 1 million shells pledged, but quality quakes with 25% failures. Economy endures. Sanctions bite. Swift ban costs 100 billion US exports, but India-China oil buys prop up at $80 a barrel. Domino teeters. Prigozhin's ghost haunts. His March of Justice playbook circulates in VK groups. 100,000 views. FSB arrests spike 30% for disloyalty, per OVD info. Brookings models, 35% chance of elite coup by 26. Ply Pokrovsk falls. Putin's ploy, partial mobilization tease, 150,000 called, but evasion hits 60%. Human hinge, a Moscow protester's sign snapped by Reuters. No more sons for sand. The reckoning? Dissent dominoes fall. One general's whisper becomes a roar. From Crimea's grab to Kursk's kickback, we've traced the trap. Invasion illusions, frontline fractures, general grumbles, ground grief, regime ruses. Putin's war? No triumph. It's a trap. 700,000 casualties, 300 billion torched, Ukraine unbowed with 20% land reclaimed. Dawn 26, General's chorus could cascade to collapse, Ukraine's push piercing the pretense. Empire's end or elite's echo? What writes Russia's requiem? Your read rewrites the ripple.